You know, I never thought a simple walk in Millennium Park on that crisp October afternoon in Chicago would flip my entire world upside down. Mia Thompson, huddled on a weathered bench under a threadbare shawl, just trying to blend into the fading leaves, while the wind whipped around like it had a personal grudge. Folks passed by, their eyes sliding over me like I was part of the scenery, or worse, a stain they'd rather erase. But then this little girl, Sophie, with her oversized wool coat and those wide, innocent eyes, dropped her locket right at my feet, and without thinking, I picked it up, handed it back with a quiet, "Hey, kiddo, this yours?" And suddenly, her dad, this sharp-suited guy named Ethan Blackwell, the tech mogul who's got his name on half the startups in the city, froze like I just pulled off some magic trick. But that was just the spark. The real fire started when the world around us decided I didn't belong in that picture. And man, did they let me know it with sneers, whispers, and outright shoves that cut deeper than the cold ever could. It all piled on quick. You see teenagers first, a rowdy bunch in their designer hoodies, phones out like weapons, circling my bench and laughing loud enough to echo off the bean sculpture nearby. The leader, this pimply kid with a chip on his shoulder from who knows what high school drama, yells, "Yo, check the urban camper 5-star views, 0 stars on hygiene." And his girlfriend flips her highlighted hair, tossing a half-empty soda can my way, missing but close enough to splash my shoes. All because, I guess, seeing someone down made them feel tall. Then the jogger, this yoga pants queen with earbuds blasting some podcast on self-improvement, slows down just to huff. "This park's going to hell, get a job or something," and drops a crumpled 5-spot like charity from on high, her voice dripping with that fake pity that hides real disgust, probably stemming from her own cushy life, where struggle's just a word in her motivational quotes. The couple next, older money types in cashmere scarves, striding by without a pause, but loud enough for the whole path to hear. These vagrants, always begging with their sad eyes, ruining the vibe for real people. The wife snaps, clutching her husband's arm like I might snatch her pearls, their judgment rooted in that old fear of falling from grace themselves, I suppose. And the park ranger, this burly guy with a badge and a belly from too many donuts, looms over me, barking, "You're scaring off the tourists. Lady, pack it up, or I'll call the cops." His words heavy with the authority he clings to, maybe because his own job's hanging by a thread in budget cuts. Even the pretzel vendor across the way chimes in with a mocking wave. "Hey, princess, your chariot awaits in the alley." His sarcasm born from years slinging snacks to folks who tip big but look down on him too, turning his frustration outward. Through it all, I kept my head down, fingers gripping my faded backpack, the last piece of my old life, feeling that familiar ache in my chest, the one that whispered, "You're invisible, Mia, just fade away." Because after losing my sister to that endless battle with cancer, pouring every dime from my doctor's salary into treatments that failed, leaving me broke and broken on the streets, I'd learned that fighting back only made the hits land harder. But Thinbum Sophie tugs free from Ethan's hand, her face going ghost white, knees buckling as she hits the pavement, her tiny frame seizing up from that hidden heart defect she'd been fighting since birth. And the crowd? They just gawk, phones out for the spectacle, murmuring useless nothings while Ethan drops beside her, panic cracking his polished facade as he fumbles his phone, yelling, "Sophie, oh God, somebody help." And me? I didn't think I moved. Knees scraping the concrete as I checked her pulse, steady but faint, barking out, "Anyone got nitro pills? Quick!" And when no one budged, I unzipped her little emergency pouch, thank God for that, and slipped the dose under her tongue, starting compressions with hands that remembered every ER shift I'd ever pulled, my mind flashing back to those long nights saving kids just like her, before it all crumbled. The paramedic pushes through, this cocky type with a hero complex, snapping, "Back off. Civilian, you're gonna make it worse." But I hold firm, voice cutting through like a scalpel. "Pulse is stabilizing, 0.4 mg nitro. Check her vitals now." And he does, his smirk fading to shock as he realizes I'm not just some street wanderer, while Ethan watches, eyes wide, the weight of his world teetering on this stranger's steady hands. Sophie blinks awake, whispering, "Thank you, miss." And in that moment, something shifts. Ethan looks at me not as a problem, but as the answer, pulling me along to his sleek Lincoln parked nearby, ignoring the vendor's parting shot. "Careful, Big shots probably after your wallet. Which stings, yeah, but I've got thicker skin from tougher days. We end up at his lakeside penthouse overlooking Lake Michigan, all chrome and glass that screams untouchable wealth. And that's when the real pushback hits his butler. This stiff Brit named Reginald with a nose perpetually turned up, whispers harshly as I step in. Sir, bringing in strays? Near the child? It's unseemly. His disdain fueled by years protecting the family's pristine image from anything common. Then the phone blows up. Ethan's partner, Vince, this blustery exec with a yacht and an ego to match, booms over speaker. You kidding me? Housing a bum. The bored'll freak think of the optics, man, rooted in his fear of any scandal tanking their latest merger. Even the PR lady, sharp as a tack with her endless crisis plans, chimes in. No photos with her, it's a headline nightmare waiting to explode. I stand there, backpack slung low, feeling the old doubts creep in. Mia, you're poison, just go, but Sophie clings to my sleeve. Piping up, she's my hero. Dada don't let them be mean. And Ethan? He snaps, voice like thunder. Anyone calls her trash again walks out that door for good, silencing the room. His defense born from that raw gratitude mixed with his own buried grief over losing his wife to illness years back, seeing in me a mirror of what he'd do for Sophie. Days blurm helping with her meds, sharing quiet stories that make her giggle until Ethan finds my old badge in my bag one night. Dr. Mia Thompson, with photos of me in scrubs, kids' thank you notes, and that faded shot of my sister, frail but smiling, and he doesn't pry, just nods, murmuring, you gave it all up for her, didn't you? And I whisper back, yeah. And I'd do it again. The words hanging heavy, unlocking that shared pain that pulls us closer. It builds to this peak at the press event for his Kids Heart initiative, where Ethan steps up to the mic, the room buzzing with suits and flashes, and declares, this woman you dismissed as nothing saved my Sophie's life today. She's our new director. And the gasps ripple out, reporters firing questions like bullets. One sneers at me backstage. So, the sob story scores the gig? Cute angle. Her cynicism from chasing too many fake rags to riches tales, but I meet her eyes, calm as ever. It's not a story, it's lives we're saving. And she backs off, flustered. The fallout? Sweet in its justice, the Ranger gets canned for harassment complaints piling up. The barista at the corner cafe, who'd blocked us earlier with a snide, no loitering, goes viral for her cruelty and loses her shift. That couple? Dropped from their elite club after whispers of their bigotry spread. Vince apologizes publicly, stock dipping till he does. Even the teen's video backfires, their parents grounding them amid school backlash. Mayim steps into the office, briefcase in hand, coat warm and fitting, leading teams that turn despair into hope. With Sophie by my side, Ethan watching with that softening gaze that hints at more than gratitude. But here's the thing that nags at me, still was it all fair? That swift swing of the pendulum, punishing folks for snap judgments born from their own insecurities, or does real change come slower, messier, without the dramatic takedowns? Makes you wonder about forgiveness versus accountability in a world quick to judge. If this hits home, if you've ever been written off or seen the underdog rise, drop a comment below. Was the payback too harsh, or just what they deserved? Share your take on justice in our divided communities. Like and subscribe so we can unpack more real-life twists together, because stories like this, they're everywhere, waiting to be told.